Okay, so when I showed you on the drywall tape, all these fun things, I had several people contact me and they really want to do the feather tree. So I thought I would show you some fun ideas for that, and here's a little tutorial on it. First of all, here's the one of the feather trees we showed that we just used sticks and wrapped it around. Here's the one tutorial we're going to show today where I did it as a spiral and we added a little clay bird. It's one of the IOD new molds, and put it in a little Jello tin, which are always fun. And then we have some really skinny garland here. And then I wrapped some garland around this tree. But you could even use it to wrap presents with. So let's just get started. Okay, so to get started with this project, we're first gonna do the feather tree. And I really like the one that we did with the wire, so that's what we're gonna start with. And then I can tell you how you can change it to do it for a stick tree like this or just some feather garland. So for this one right here with the wire that's in the tin, I already know I need a yard of the drywall tape, and I also got a yard of this wire. I'm not even sure what gauge it is. It's strong enough to hold on its own, but soft enough I can bend it. So let's just get started. So I cut my yard of drywall tape and I folded it in half. So the next thing we're gonna do is just get some short scissors, and I find that works better because long ones you can accidentally cut through the whole thing. You have the fold at the top, and all you're gonna do is just start slitting all the way down your drywall tape. It looks like I probably have 1/4 of an inch before I'm at the fold, because you definitely don't wanna cut through that. You don't have to be overly precise. Just keep cutting till you've gotten through the whole yard. Okay, so now you've got it all cut, open up your drywall tape and you are going to cut it down the center. So that's definitely why you don't want to cut all the way through it. So I am just going to cut it in the center and make sure I don't hit any of my slices. And if you've done 1/4 inch on each side, you're gonna have about 1/2 inch in the center, so you're gonna be pretty good. So just cut it all the way down. Okay, so by the time you have it cut, now you're gonna have 2 yards of the feather tape, which is what I know I'm gonna need. So usually it's about 2 to 1 for whatever you're wrapping. And I've got my 1 yard of wire here. And what I found is when I'm first hot gluing this on, I just put a little piece of tape or a paper sticker or something on the end, because the hot glue doesn't want to, for some reason it just wants to slide for the very first one. So I just put a little piece of Scotch tape on the end, and then what I'm gonna do is put some hot glue just on a little bit of the ridge here. And the one thing you need to remember is the open slits need to be facing up. So I put that at an angle. And the easiest way I found to do this is put the wire at my left side and my feather tape at my right side. And then you kind of just twist for a bit, because if you have them next to each other, they end up getting really tangled. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I've got a little ways done, and then I'm gonna add a little more hot glue. So I just go a little ways and twist and turn and then add a little more hot glue. As you can see, it really does go pretty fast. Okay, so when you get to the end of your first piece of feather tape, I just glued that there. And then what I'm gonna do is get my second piece and kind of do the same thing. Put a nice piece of hot glue on there and kind of just go over the edge of where I started. At an angle, feather slices facing up, and then continue on. Okay, so now I am at the end, so I'm just gonna cut at one of the slits. I have a little extra, just a little ways past. Put a little glue there, wrap it around to secure it. Okay. Okay, so now that you have your feather tape on your wire, we're going to start rolling it to form your tree. If you wanted to do a wreath, you could just make a big circle. If you were going to do the paper garland, you would just use paper wire instead of a heavy wire. So it's just very easy, and it'll just curl the way you want it. This is a little heavier, so I'm using this wooden cone, but you could use any sort of a metal cone, paper mache cone. This is one that I have, and you can tell it's very well loved and used, and I use it to wrap around. So you're gonna I start at the top and start bending with the feathers, of course, at the top, facing out again, up, and you are just gonna wrap around. Okay, so then when you pull it off of your cone, you're gonna have a nice little shape. Now, if it's not standing quite straight, you can just bend it around a little bit, especially if you're just gonna have it setting on a table and not on any other base. On this one right here, you can see I just put some moss in a little muffin tin and then glued it onto there and then onto a little wooden base. Right here, you can see all I did is roll around some sticks and put it in a pot right here. And this is with the paper wire, and it's a lot looser, but it's great for a garland or if you just wanted to wrap it around a present. So on this one here, after I was done gluing it all together, I used one of my new IOD molds, and I did this cute little bird, and I painted it and put it on the top of the tree, but you could use one of the paper stars or any other tree topper that you'd like to use. Did a little spray adhesive on the whole project and sprinkled a little mica glitter on there. And voila, you're all done. Have fun, make lots of trees.